Aloha Hawaii, this is Pokalai Nui and you are listening to Hawaiian Potpourri. We had just heard the voice of Willie K. And wasn't that a wonderful song? Okay, we had been talking about a number of things this evening. And if you would like to share your opinion on any of these matters, give me a call. If not, I'm ready to go on with more of my opinions on other matters. And, of course, we can always play some beautiful Hawaiian music. Our telephone number here is 524-1080. Call, we'll put you on the radio and see what you have to say about some of these things. Let's go to our first caller. Aloha, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Boga.
Yes, hello.
I'm interested in all your subjects, but I thought that was really interesting about what you said about the person in France that was talking about using the tents as a political statement, which I think it really is. I mean, it's kind of a statement on our society that we've gone that far down that we're having our citizens having to live in such conditions, and getting harassed for doing it. Anyway, I think I sent you this. I'm not sure, but there was a thing about there in Los Angeles. They actually have an organization that makes these tents with wheels on it.
Yes, you did send me that.
And I still have the fantasy of someday making a train around the Capitol. State capitol of like 50, 60 people or tents around there, and then the police coming out and saying, "Okay, people, move on," and so they will move on.
It's all on wheels anyway.
They'll move another 20 feet, just like they're trying to do with taking people's possessions. They put the sticker on the thing and say, "Okay, you got to move your possessions in 24 hours." Sure, we'll move our possessions 24 hours. But we have wheels on it. We have everything contained, and I think that would be a one. And we must put some special signs on these.
Have you found any way of getting in touch with the manufacturer? Because what they were doing is trying to distribute these out to the homeless throughout the country. But they're looking for an association or organization to give it to and have that local organization do the distribution. Have you been able to take a step further on that?
That seems to be their deal. Is they want a nonprofit to they don't want to sell them to individual folks or something like that. I'd be happy to buy.
If you're looking for a nonprofit, later on, give me a call. I have a number of nonprofits that I've created and that could be available. So let's open our own discussion. And if you want to follow up, but what you need is a nonprofit. And of course, we would have some what do you call it? Some administrator and some way of making sure that the distribution is fair and all that kind of stuff. Even if we have to go out and fundraise, I think this is an excellent idea.
I've been trying to get the people the Waikiki Health Center. What's her name? Darlene Hine. I tried to get her interested in. And she kind of took an interest, but they have bigger fish to fry. I showed her down at the shelter, and they think it's a neat idea. But there again, sure, I'd really be interested. I mean, that's my ultimate fantasy. Because of the way the administration and of the state and everybody else and the city just don't seem to want to. They still haven't. They talk a big talk, but they don't do anything much. And it would be wonderful to get this. To make a point, and really until things are going to change, which we won't have any time soon, is just get them to get people up halfway decent place to live. If you have a self-contained I mean, there's even a way you can lock these up like a bike, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of the concerns of the homeless is the security of their place. When they go to work, they want to come back and they want to find it, not broken into. And that system that you had shown me provided not only mobility, but it also provided security so that people could rest assured that their stuff was protected.
Some sort, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, what we've been trying to do for years is the safe zones, and it looks like there again this year is not going to go anywhere. Not even, you'd seen they just decided to legislate. I don't see how they don't get it. They just don't get it. They don't understand that even on an economic level, it's costing us all a fortune to keep things the way they are.
Yeah.
But they don't get it, or I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, I think like what was suggested in the by Dominique is that if we begin to pinpoint waste that is occurring in city or state government and even federal government, and every time you see a major waste occurring, such as one government fining the other government for not doing this or that, or for rail, for example, and all the interest that they assume, millions and millions of dollars just passing by, and then you have this camp out and using their tents as signs and bring them into Honolulu and be very demonstrative of this. And I don't think the right to express yourself under the First Amendment is time limited, that you can only do it between the hours of 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. I think you can do it at 9, 10, 11, 12. The Constitution still applies 24 hours, right?
On the commons, I mean, this is for all of us, and
Yeah.
I think that is going on through the courts in different places. The Occupy movement. I saw them a couple of weeks down there on Bishop Street, and they had tents set up and everything, and the whole thing, and their signs and that kind of stuff. And their tactic is, as a matter of fact, Thomas Square is what they do. They do still set up tents now and then, and they get tagged, and then they do move on. But the hassle part of it is, you don't have you have wheels on your tent. I mean, you have to kind of
in that system,
take it down and
in that system you're talking about, you can fold it up very easily. It's all on wheels. Push it maybe 100 feet down the other side. And if you have a caravan of, let's say, 300 feet of tents, all you're doing is shifting it back and forth.
Yeah, so, but that'd be the ultimate fantasy. I just love to.
Let's think about it. Yeah.
I have the fresco there, and the deal is to stay in the capital. I mean, for as long as it takes, for months, years. So tourists come by, everybody comes by, and look at this, and then they'll see the signs and everything, and just regular people will get the idea. This is, especially as more and more regular people are. Did you hear that there's going to be another 8,000 or so Marines shipped here in the islands?
Yeah, and they're inviting the Marines and saying, come, we need you, and et cetera, et cetera. That's what Inouye and Abercrombie also was saying,
And they're going to be demanding, or they're going to get housing. I mean, they're going to get their subsidies too. So that's going to make more local people that can.
Right, it's going to squeeze the market. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And so we're going to have even more of a problem. It's ludicrous, But anyway, I thought that was a brilliant idea there in France. I heard about that there in France. They're doing that, and but that's a beautiful idea. Because we have to get it to educate the public. And about half of us in these islands are paychecks away from becoming that way in the first place.
Yeah,
I see them down the shelter all the time. People that were so-called respectable, they had their cars and everything like that, but they just, one little something got them in their situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will keep on listening.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
get back to you.
Okay.
sometime.
Take care.
Okay,
Yes.
aloha.
Aloha. And if you would like to call and share an opinion on any of the matters that we've talked about, our telephone number here is 524-1080. 524-1080 will put you on the radio and see what your opinion is on any of these matters. All right. In the meantime, no, I won't go to music. What I'll do is raise another subject, and that comes out of the Saturday advertiser, this morning's advertiser. You know, earlier today, somebody asked me, what you going to talk about today? I said, I don't know. I never look at the paper yet. So I should thank the news media for providing me with a fodder by which I can make my comments. It's not the only way I make the comments. As I said earlier, sometimes people write to me, or they may call me, or I get it over the internet, and I formulate some opinions. So as I'm reading the paper, I'm asking some of these questions. But before getting into that, let's continue with our telephone calls. Our next caller, aloha caller, welcome to the program.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Lainui.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you know any website. I know there's all kind of problems in the world, but last week, Thursday, on the 19th, someone from the City and County Transportation Department and a private consultant talked about bicycle lanes throughout the state of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a program on television, I think it was sometime this week, about mass transit, fixed mass transit, bicycle lanes in Portland, and make life more livable. Our city and our state should be more user-friendly for bicycles and mass transit, so that when the cost of fuel rises and the improvement of one's lifestyle is found to be better, people get more time to plan for things when the pace slows down in life. Would you know of any particular website of back to earth or down to earth people who I could look up and see?
No, I don't know. And I think in terms of the websites, the easiest thing to do would simply go into Google, and Google by putting in those words, the keywords that you had talked about, bicycle lanes, comma, Honolulu, comma, or whatever it is, and think of these keywords, and then just hit enter, and then you will get websites that will come close to it. That way it would be far easier to identify those particular websites. But as you raise that question at the city council, I heard Councilwoman Ann Kobayashi ask the big cheese out of the heart, the Hawaii, the rail transit system. And she asked him, suppose you went ahead and you built this elevated system to put your railroad, to put your trains on. But because the trains are so very expensive, suppose we put buses, buses up there. And we had the bus use the elevated rail. Is that possible? And I thought, oh, what a brilliant possibility and idea. It would cut down on the sound because it's rubber on steel, and it would be buses that we could use in any other place. And it's not only rail, it's not only train that we are stuck and that can travel only on these elevated rails. So it was very curious about what they were saying with regards to proceeding, and yet to be able to have the flexibility of placing something else on the elevated rails. But bicycle lanes in that area, no, I'm not familiar with.
Oh, well, showed a video, a slides program on bike lanes, how for every 5 miles when you lower down the speed of traffic, you improve business in a community.
That's right, yeah.
And besides that, life is more livable, more comfortable, not so much stress in life. When you restructure a town so that there's bike lanes.
Yeah. You know, in New Mexico, it wasn't in Santa Fe. I believe it was in Albuquerque. It is a walking city. That cars are not permitted in the city. You walk from place to place. Now, they also have a fleet of taxis. And the taxi is very cheap. And you have these tickets, and you can go to the library and you get these free tickets. I don't know where else they distribute the tickets, but you can catch a taxi cab anytime you need one, and they come by very quickly and take you to other places. And that encourages bicycle riding. And of course, the traffic accidents are almost nil because of the changed, the system of operating a city. Now, for Honolulu, it may be difficult, but suppose you have it in certain areas of Honolulu, let's say in the central area or in Chinatown, or moving from River Street all the way to the state capital. All cars forbidden from going into the city, and people can walk, and you have taxi cabs or you have buses that can go through, but eliminate all cars. I think you would have a lot more bicycles, and I think it would be a much better city than what you have now. Also, the upkeep for the roadway would be less, so you don't have to deal with that, and maybe you can fix some of the potholes out in my area, out in Waianae. But these ideas of bicycle lanes and all of these other things, that's the kind of thinking that we need. And we cannot expect that all these city planners will do it, because they are planning to continue the same direction that it has been going all these years. But we need, these fresh ideas that you coming out with and other people can come out with in terms of planning our cities.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lainui, for talking to you today.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Take care. Aloha.
Bye.
And if you would like to call, our telephone number is 524-1080, 524-1080. I was going to talk about the Secret Service and how it's tightening up conduct rules, and maybe make some comments there. But also, it's not something that is new. We have also experienced our own incident of Secret Service here in Honolulu. It hasn't been published about their use of prostitutes here in Honolulu, but what has been published is they're carrying guns into the general public. And when there is a disagreement, in one particular case, a Secret Service agent discharged his weapon and killed a local son of Hawaii, and that case still has not been resolved. But the whole idea of conduct of the Secret Service or other people attached to these secret organizations, and how conduct is not appropriately paid.
Kaulana na pua o Hawaii, Tupa ama hope o ka aina, Iki mai ka elele o ka loko ino, Pala pala anunu me ka paka. Pane mai Hawaii moku o ke ave, Koku ana honoa o Pilani, Ka ko'o mai kaua I o mano, Pa'apu me ke oni o ka